those rhythms are from the Neville Brothers' performance of Angola Bound in 1991 at Tipitina's in New Orleans. I'll break down what I'm hearing in Cyril Neville's performance, but first I want to share a little bit about his background and music career. A viewer requested that I make a video about Cyril Neville's conga drumming, and when I did a deep dive into all the albums he's recorded on and bands he's played with, I soon realized the scope of his music career. He's more than just a percussionist. He's a singer, a composer, music director, producer, and apparently the kind of person that a lot of people like working with. Cyril Neville's conga drumming technique is more of a hand-to-hand style as opposed to the Afro-Cuban techniques that many players develop. He plays a lot of light touches to fill in between the tones and slaps, and uses fills and variations on a rhythmic and melodic idea to keep things interesting. This first pattern is the basic pattern Cyril is playing on the 1991 live recording of Angola Bound. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Cyril does something with the touches that I think is interesting. He plays a heel touch with his left hand before playing a finger touch with the same hand. Put it together with the right hand touch leading to the slap with the left hand, and you have the first half of a really cool phrase on the conga drums. Cyril played a lot of fills and variations on the basic pattern shown in example 1, so I chose a couple more to break down in these next two examples. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... This example features variations on both measures. The first measure has this syncopation with the left hand slaps that, although it's a minor change from the first example, it makes a huge impact on the groove. I point out stuff like this in so many of my videos because it's important to not underestimate how powerful changing one note, one rhythm, one pitch can be to a groove or a song. Now, the second measure is very much like a tumbao variation on the 3 side of clave during the up or abajo section of a mambo. In other words, Cyril is accenting the and of beat 2 with 2 open tones on the low drum and filling in between the open tones with slaps. It's a very fluid way to move around the drums and works for a lot of different styles across genres. If you want more from Rhythm Notes, including the monthly newsletter with current video PDFs, go to rhythminsider.com/links. You'll also find links to my website and Patreon. This is a very cool example musically because it builds on the theme from the first measure of the previous example with a little fill on the and of beat 1, leading into beat 2 of the second measure. I didn't write a touch on beat 1 for this example, but as I jam on these ideas, I started putting touches in different places, like on beat 1 of the second measure of this example. It's something that should become second nature, and there's no rules about that stuff beyond doing what it takes to be comfortable and make good music. I get that vibe from Cyril Neville big time. He's all about the music, and there's nothing cooler than that. If you like this video, check out these videos suggested to you by YouTube, and if you want more from Rhythm Notes, click this link. It takes you to a page with a sign up for my newsletter, as well as the Rhythm Notes Patreon, where you can access the full lesson PDF library and receive videos exclusive to Patreon.